right, man, I hope you're stretched.
Why do you have a shame?
Laps.
Hey, don't stop it.
Shameless. Got enough cash, it's like the entertainers. We go get the flashing lights, cause I'm famous. What your name is? What's your name?
All right. Yes, sir. It is your boy KEB, the boss from Shifter at magazine.com, here with a big talent right now in the industry. He's an American actor and rapper. You know him from such shows as the Upshaws, where he plays the character of Duck. But today we're actually talking about the music. We're not talking about television. We're talking about film. Even though he's had a great career so far, we're talking about the music. Recently released an album that I particularly enjoyed called Front Page. We're talking about none other than Paige Kennedy. Thank you so much for joining me.
What up, though? Thank you for having me, brother. I appreciate you.
No problem. No problem. Now, I was just saying before we start recording, like I definitely enjoyed the album. I didn't know what to expect because I obviously I've been exposed to some of your acting. Hadn't necessarily heard the music, so I was kind of like, okay, you know, there's a lot of rapper actors out there. You know, rapper actors get kind of a little bit of a stigma. Some people assume that, oh, if you're an actor, you can't rap, or if you were a rapper and you go into acting, you're kind of at the end of your career. So, wasn't exactly I didn't know what to expect, but diving into the album, I was like, oh, he raps. Like, he actually does this. Like, he actually raps. Like, so for you, like, what was your first love? Was it the acting or the rapping?
Oh, it definitely was the rapping. I started that when I was really young, like 7, 8 years old. So I've been doing that much longer than the acting. So that was the first love.
Okay. So just kind of, you know, on the street or on the block, you know, in the street corner, in the ciphers, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, and then elementary school in a little. I mean, the ciphers was much smaller in elementary school, but that's where they started. So like on the block and in school, and then in middle school, the ciphers got bigger. And then in high school, they got really big, and you know, I was one of the top rappers in my high school, and we had some great people to come out of our high school. Dwelle, I went to Cody High School in Detroit, so Dwelle and Kanava and Elzai, T Grizzly went to Cody, obviously after me, but Cody Thomas produced some good MCs.
Okay, so there was something in the water then at school.
Oh yeah.
So obviously, you know, you're from Detroit. You also were raised in Los Angeles. Like, how do those two cities kind of impact you well, personally, but also as an artist? Like, how have those two cities impacted you? As both individually and as an artist.
Detroit and Los Angeles.
Detroit and Los Angeles.
Well, you know, I think I always gravitated to like West Coast culture, you know. I had been enamored with it ever since I was younger, and particularly like during the whole Boys in the Hood time, Menace to Society time. I was just fascinated with like watching gang culture and the way that they walk, how they talk, you know, the type of music that they listen to. So I came up listening to Spice One and MC8 and Ice Cube, you know, Snoop. Like I just really love West Coast flavor. So a lot of times I would gravitate to their music. I remember like one of my favorite instrumentals, this is probably high school, was Too Shorts in the Ghetto, you know, because you know, like elementary school, middle school, and high school, you know, I wasn't having original beats, so you would just get the instrumentals that people would put on their singles and rap off of those. And I just remember the ghetto, do 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 the ghetto. Yeah, that Too Short joint. So I had I had some stuff to that, but and then Detroit, you know, Detroit had Detroit's Most Wanted, you know, with Mosky Ski, you know, we had MC Breed, you know, Champ Town. You had some artists in Detroit that was hard too. Awesome Dre. but I was really influenced by that West Coast sound. I think it kind of permeated through the type of music I did.
Mm-hmm. Now, were you able to eventually meet some of these people? Like now you're in the public eye. Were you able to eventually meet the Too Shorts and the Snoops and the Ice Cubes? Like, have you been able to have those encounters yet?
Yeah, I mean, I met Ice Cube at a very young age, probably like around 15. I actually used to go out and open for Ice Cube in the Michigan areas. Shout out to my boy Rodney Laurie, who he set that up for me. So I met Cube at a very young age, being on the tour bus with him, playing sports talk baseball on the Sega Genesis. You know, being with Dub C. You know, riding around in Detroit. You know, there's times I was riding around, driving Dub C through Detroit, you know, going to eat after shows. And so, yeah, I met them. You know, I met Snoop. I met, you know, like all of the OGs. I never met MC8 or Spice One. I've connected with Too Short somewhat, and I connected with E40. But yeah, I think having a little bit of notoriety kind of helps that conversation, you know, get sparked.
Mm-hmm. Were those like some kind of pinch me moments? Like we finally got a chance to have those interactions, like you know, that kind of that little kid in you, did it kind of come back up of like, man, I'm meeting these, you know, meeting these idols.
Definitely Ice Cube. Ice Cube is my favorite rapper. Ice Cube is my favorite rapper for like 10 years, you know. And so when I got to meet Ice Cube, like I remember the first time I met Ice Cube, I had to be like 15 years old, and Rodney was taking me straight to his hotel room. And I remember being so nervous, man. I was so nervous. And when he knocked on that door and Cube came out, and I'm taller than him, I was like, oh, that's crazy. I'm taller than Ice Cube, God. Oh. But no, that was real cool, man. Cause you know, he got that that frown, you know.
Yeah,
his moniker is almost like that frown. You know, so I just wanted to see that, because you always think of the Sox hat or the LA Dodgers hat or the Kings hat, and then he just had that frown that's just attached to it. It was just a staple. And you know, when he shook my hand, you know, I was just like, dang, this is beautiful, man. This is Ice Cube.
Yeah. So let's talk about the project, man, because as I said before, it's like I don't want to say pleasantly surprised, because that may not come out the right way, but it was really like, you know, I couldn't, you know, I grew up in the whole, you know, lyrical night.
No, you can keep it real, bro. You was pleasantly surprised. You thought I was going to suck. Come on, man. You can keep it real.
Yeah. I thought, okay, it's an actor who's, you know what I mean, just trying something, you know. But I was like, I was listening to all like the metaphors and the double entendre. I was like, and for me, it was the voice. Like as soon as the intro track came on, I heard the voice and the flow. I was like, okay, like this is for real, like, you know.
Yeah,
so
that front page set it off.
Yeah. Now, one of the tracks that stood out to me was The Game. You know, I think there's a DeMar DeRozan reference on there. Like we're in Toronto, so we're, you know, we're always fans of DeMar DeRozan. So I know there's a DeMar DeRozan reference on there. Talk to us about just the meaning behind that track, The Game.
The meaning behind that track, The Game, is like indoctrinating people that may not know how this rap game works, and may not know the situation of being a signed artist versus an independent artist. And so, you know, I wanted to get two independent artists that I know that are incredible and who should be A-list rappers, but you know, they're independent. And I know that they also have an axe to grind, because they constantly like just grinding and putting out their stuff, and, you know, and they're not getting the full notoriety that they could get. But the fans that they have, those fans are incredibly loyal to them, because, you know, they know that they're getting it out of the mud, and they know their authenticity, and they are there for the skill set, the wittiness, the double entendres, the shadow boxing, the patterns, the punchlines. So I knew I needed to recruit these two rappers who are two of my favorite rappers right now. Shay Noir, like, man, that girl is just outstanding. She's out of Buffalo, and Buffalo is killing it with Griselda. And then RJ Payne just came back on the scene and he just started destroying everything. And so I just always try to open my platform up, and allow my audience to catch on to artists that they might not know about, that inspire me. And so I felt like were concomitant with my plight of being independent artist and the struggle. And honestly, the story that I tell in my verse is another one of the MCs that's on one of the features on my albums. It was really his story because he was signed to a major label and he had to go through all of the things that I'm talking about in my verse. And so, like, I really just kind of told his story. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think we probably let a lot of people like understand things that they wouldn't have known.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Now, another song that I personally love was Loyalty.
Loyalty. I knew you was gonna say that. When
yeah,
you said
man.
your favorite song, I knew Loyalty was coming.
Yeah, because for me, it's just I love the message. I feel like loyalty is something that's it's like lacking. I feel it's something that's lacking nowadays. So hearing all three of your verses, I was like, man, like all three verses were like strong, but just the message of, and I've been thinking a lot about the idea of loyalty anyway. So when I heard it, I was like, man, I've been thinking about this topic of loyalty. Like, why did you feel like there was a whole song, like, a whole song needed to be dedicated just to the idea of just loyalty?
Because loyalty is something that is taken for granted. Loyalty is something that is earned, and it's something that is necessary, especially like, well, in every aspect. And and we were talking about loyalty in every place that you can find it, but also like disloyalty and being able to pinpoint what it is and where it is and how it comes from. And most of the time, it comes from someone that you would imagine would be loyal to you. That perfidious nature that we have in us to get over on someone that we love, just because we know that they love us and they'll forgive us, And so I just felt like it was something that is very relatable and that we needed to speak on it. And it's so interesting that so many people gravitate to that song Loyalty. I always want to know, like, out of all the songs on the album, why does that one stand out so much to people?
Mm-hmm. Again, I think it's something that so many people could relate to, because even as you said, like sometimes it's the people who are literally like, I mean, it's like Judas and Jesus, the person who's literally sitting with you, walking with you every day, ends up being the person that just, so that's been my experience even too, just, being on the media side of the industry. Is just like, it's the people that sit with you, that are with you every day, that again, you invite in, they're like your brother, they're like your sister, those end up being the people. So I think it's a relatable topic that I think a lot of people can relate to.
No, I feel that. And the sentiment of the crux of the what the song is, but sonically, I'm interested.
Okay.
In why do you like it?
I don't. For me, honestly, it was really just it was the lyrics. Like for me, it was just like listening. Okay. It was just listening to all of the bars. I was like, man, I feel like they're telling my experience. Like I was hearing my own experience being like spoken back to me. So to be honest, it was like the production was good, but it was just like the subject matter. And because also too, a lot of music today don't have bars. They don't have like,
right,
messages. So when you hear something like that, you're like, it stands out so much because right now you're getting a lot of vibes and a lot of just like the trap stuff, whatever, which is cool. I don't mind it, but I think this was like, oh shoot, like there's a story being told here, and it's a story that I resonate with. So for me personally, that's what stood out to me with that track.
Okay, that's what's up. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that, man.
Mm-hmm. Some of the other tracks that stood out. Group Chat was dope.
I love Group Chat. That's my favorite song.
Yeah, Group Chat was dope. I'm Going Home. Want to Thank You. But the other one that stood out, Cancel Culture. Like,
really?
Yeah, man. I liked Cancel Culture. I think just the way it was like as a final song, I was just like, okay,
Cancel Culture.
Yeah, actually, I liked it. I did because I don't know. I just feel like you guys were. I feel like you guys were unfiltered on that song.
Yeah,
and for me, like just the fact that like how unfiltered all of you guys were on that track, it was just like, yeah, like I think people are dying for that. Hence why like Donald Trump became president. It's like people I think are in an age of political correctness. I think people are just looking for people to be those spokespeople that could just say whatever and be unfiltered. So for me, I just found it refreshing, that song, and also the production too. That combined with the fact that the production was dope. I was just like, I heard it, and I was just like, oh, like okay, this beat is So I think that combination stood out to me.
Okay, that's what's up. Cancel culture.
Mm-hmm. Are there any thoughts like when it comes to cancel culture? Like is there kind of a deeper sentiment there? Just when it comes to your thoughts on cancel culture?
No, I mean, it kind of like speaks for itself. Cancel culture is I don't know. I mean, me being on a public figure side, obviously I'm not with it, because that just means that, everyone has different opinions on everything. And if your opinion is not on the side of the masses, then we just feel nowadays that we have a voice that's loud enough to say that you don't matter anymore. You don't even need to exist anymore. Everything that you've created and done now can all be defunct. And I just, I'm not really with that. Unless you do something egregious where that makes sense, then okay. But like, just because you make a mistake or you say something that might not be politically correct or go in alignment with everyone else, like, don't make everything that I've done in my life and my career no longer matter, and you just get rid of me. I'm still a person. I'm still a human being. I still need to be able to feed and provide for my family. Like, come on. Like, and then you look at the people that are the spearheaders of this cancel culture. Let's parse through their lives and see if they made mistakes. Maybe their mistakes are just not magnified, but yet if it was, then they will be falling on the mercy of the court as well.
Very true, very true. So do you plan on dropping any music videos for any of the songs on the project? Like any visuals we can expect?
So there's a visual for Front Page. There's a visual for Group Chat. There's a visual for What Your Name Is. There's a visual for I'm Going Home. And then the next video that comes out is Tough Guys with Kanava and Kid Vicious. So there's 4 visuals out right now that you can go peep, and they're stellar.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So if you're watching this interview, make sure you head over to his YouTube channel and check out all those videos. So you have anything else?
What would you like to see a video for?
Let's see. I mean, I think cancel culture could be interesting. I think you can almost have a slightly kind of a little bit comedic side to that song. What else did you said there's already one for Front Page. Is there one for group? Is there one for Group Chat? Did you say Group Chat?
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta make sure I check that out. But yeah, definitely. I think honestly, I think the messaging of all these songs, like I feel like all of them could literally be like almost like a mini movie within themselves, because I think just of what you tackle. On all these different.
And if you look at like the majority of my projects, like if you go back to the last project Page, the project before that, same page, different story, Torn Pages, like I typically have at least half of the album or more that have visuals for it. So I have like a lot of music videos. If you ever listen to my project and you like, yo, this song is dope, most likely there's a video for it.
Okay, that's amazing. Definitely gonna go start digging through YouTube to go check those out. Aside from the music, is there anything else like you have coming? That you kind of want to let our viewers know about, like any kind of projects, anything that you want to plug at all?
Yeah, like I said, I got the Tough Guys dropping. That probably a drop later this month. And the Upshaws season 2 is out right now. Part 2 of that should be coming within the next couple of months. Yeah, and then next year we got the Meg 2 to look forward to. So we got some important things showing up for your boy Paige Kennedy.
Any trips to Canada planned since we're here since we're north of the border here? Any trips to Canada you have planned?
It's not cold there yet, right? It's still
it's not, actually it's too hot. It's like 30, sometimes 40 with we're Celsius, but yeah, we're hot right now. So
yeah, my character from Blue Mountain State, Radon Randale, he said I needed the temperature to turn to 30 degrees Celsius. None of that Fahrenheit, boy.
Definitely, yeah. So that'd be cool if you're ever in Canada, let us know, and definitely.
Oh, no doubt.
We can suggest some spots for you to go for you to go check out.
All right.
Cool. Once again, yeah, I just want to say thank you for your time and love the project. We're gonna digest a lot more of it because I feel like the subject matter is deep enough. Where we gotta. It's not that popcorn like quick music. It's like this is really stuff you gotta kind of revisit and like take in again and again and again. So we're gonna keep.
Yeah, and then and even in the past works, I also I make very poignant music. So the last album Page, that stuff is super deep. So even if you want to fall back and continue to listen to some of the past work as well.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because I find this on the side note, I find a lot of younger artists today, like when you go back and listen to their old stuff, they're always like, "You're still listening to that?" Like they get upset when you're still listening to their old catalog, and I'm like, "But you made something timeless. Like why would you be upset that someone's still listening to the older material?"
Make timeless music. I think this generation makes microwave music. They make music for now. I don't make music for now. I make music for ever.
That's good. Definitely. Well, yeah, congratulations on that. And we're definitely gonna go digging even more through the catalog. And thank you so much for your time. I know you're probably a busy guy with all the things you do. So thank you so much for your time. Once again, this is Paige Kennedy, actor / rapper / all things, and we'll definitely be looking out for what you have coming next.
All right, no doubt. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah.